Hey everyone, it's me. I'm out here with Sadie and Monster and the baby chicks and the Silky Mama. I just cleaned and disinfected all the nesting boxes in the coop. And of course, I cleaned out my coop. Saturday, I did half of it. And then Monday, I did the rest, the whole coop. And today I just did the next nesting boxes again because especially when you have baby chicks, they poop a lot. And of course, mama. And the nesting boxes that I have are kind of small. They're just supposed to be for getting in there and laying an egg. But so today one of the babies is 2 weeks old, and tomorrow the other two will turn 2 weeks old, and I don't know which is which, but they're just one day apart. After a while, when I get done being outside here doing some yard work, I'm gonna put those babies back up in the nesting box, and of course the Silky Mama will run right behind me and climb up in there. But tonight, when I lock all the chickens in, I'm gonna put this plastic tote thing in the coop on the bottom, and of course I'll fill it with leaves and some more hay, and I'll put the babies and the mama can go in there with their food and water for the night, because this will be more room for them. This is how I've done all my babies. I didn't always have this blue tote. I used to have a long white see-through plastic one, and after my last group of babies grew up, I threw it out. But then I found this one in my lean-to, and instead of going to buy another one, I'm just going to use this one. And then tomorrow morning, when I let all the chickens out, I will take this blue tote again and put it in my yard like it is now, and I'll sit outside with them for a while and then put them all back in, and they'll have to go up in a nesting box with that grill thing over it so that they don't fall out. And then later on tomorrow in the day, I'll take them out again and then put them back in, and then at night take them out and let them be in this thing in the bottom of the coop. So it is kind of a little bit of work, but I'll tell you what, when I got my first flock of chickens, my 2-barred rocks and I had 2-barred rocks, 2-barred Orpingtons, and 2 Rhode Island Reds, and I had a Leghorn, and I had an Americana. I bought them all when they were 4 days old, and I raised them in the trailer. Can you believe it? In a plastic tote like this, but it was clear. And it was a lot of work. For several weeks, I had them in there, and I was always having to clean. And you can just imagine. So I did have the coop. Let's see. I don't know if I got the coop right before I got the chickens or right after. An uncle of my landlord's was getting rid of it, and my landlord knew I was getting chickens or had these, and so his uncle brought me that coop. But they were too small, 4 days old. They were too small to put in the coop, with no grown hen to sit on them to keep them warm at night. And so that's how I had to do for several weeks. I raised my babies in the trailer. But it was a lot of work. And I said I'd never do it again because the trailers, there's not enough space. I had to, like I say, just about every day be cleaning out that container because you don't want bacteria to start getting in there where you're raising them, and then you don't want your trailer to smell. So, but I did it. I'm glad I did it because I learned from it, and I raised my first flock of babies. So it's so much easier now having the coop, of course. Sadie. She's trying to get in that chicken yard. Sadie. Monster's over here just smelling the air. Monster. She don't care when she's sniffing the air. She's about due to, I need to get a hold of my friend that's a groomer and see if she has time to just give Monster a little trim around her face. I posted on my community page a hat and scarf set that I made this week. I'm calling it the strawberry shortcake set. And I did make a pom-pom. It took just about everything out of me to do it, but I did it. And I'm going to be posting it on my website, listing it for sale. And when I get in there, I'm going to be finishing up another set. I already have the hat done. I did it last night, and I just have to finish putting the border around the scarf. And it's not shades of pinks, it's other colors. But I wanted to get them done. Because I need to change up my inventory on my website. They have water there, but I put it in and the silky hen hopped on top of it and spilt it. So I had to take everyone out and towel dry that tote. So that's why the water's not in there right now. They're getting big, aren't they? And I don't even know if the real mother knows that she's had babies. I don't know. I don't know how that works in the chicken world. I just know that this Silky hatched them, and she's been keeping her eye on them and taking care of them. That's the chick starter food that chick is eating. And in the other corner is lay pellets for the Silky. But if she eats some of that chick starter, it won't hurt her. It don't have no medication in it. I have never bought the chick starter with medication in it. I was told by an old timer that lived across the field here on that other road that raised chickens since he was a kid. I haven't seen him. I wonder if he didn't pass away or something. But he used to sell brown eggs out there. And when I was getting interested in getting chickens, I stopped over there and bought some brown eggs from him. And I asked him a bunch of questions about raising chickens. And he told me just to buy that chick starter food and buy the one without the medication in it. So I listened to someone that for generations his family had raised chickens. Don't know where Miss Kitty is. She was here this morning eating and getting fresh water, and then she took a nap on top of my car. And then I went to the grocery store to buy my ingredients. Sunday morning, well, it will be afternoon, when I come home from church, I'm going to make homemade Italian wedding soup, and I'm borrowing a crock pot from someone at church. They probably left it at the church for me. I got to go by there today for something else, and I'll see if the crock pot's there. If not, I'll send them a text, and they can even bring it Sunday morning, because when I come home Sunday afternoon, I'm going to cook that homemade Italian wedding soup, and then put it in the crock pot. If I get the crock pot Sunday afternoon, I'll put it in the crock pot and take it to the church when we go back for the evening service, because after the evening service, we're having a surprise pastor and wife appreciation meal. Everyone is everyone that can is bringing something. And I'm bringing homemade Italian wedding soup. I would like to get it all together and put it in the crock pot Sunday morning when I leave for church and let it cook on low while I'm in church. But if I don't have the crock pot by then, I can just cook it up in a soup pan and then put it in the crock pot, because I'll be needing that crock pot to keep it warm at church. Monster, where are you barking at? Okay, everyone, I'm gonna finish getting some things done, and I'll talk to you later.